Hi, it's Dr. Rowe here speaking to you from Singapore. This is the third in my 3 videos and the last video on how to improve your confidence and how to get yourself more across with more confidence when you're communicating with other people. And I wanted to record this here because it's beautiful. I'm just literally by the waterfront here, you can see. So I apologise if the sound of the sea is in the background, but it's a lovely spot for me to record. Okay, so if you've watched the last 2 videos, you'll know that your video 1 was really about understanding what your current beliefs are about who you are and what beliefs you need in order to be the best communicator, the most confident person you can be with other people. And remember, it doesn't matter what the scenario is. As I said in the first video, it could be how you feel confident about yourself in a relationship, as a parent, as a child, with other people, as a teacher, as an employee, as an employer, with your customers. It really doesn't matter. This is really about coming up with some really key, powerful strategies. And there's 3. First part we talked about already, which was about who you are right now and who you need to be. Second part was to do with 3 key elements in terms of modeling another person. Go and watch that video. And this last video has 2 components to it. And the first component is to do with your existing beliefs and making sure you've got rid of them. So in the first one, we talked about a description of who you currently are and how you feel at the moment and how you perceive yourself to be. What I'd like you to do is finally capture down the negative beliefs that you currently are still holding on to. So we've modeled and got that established, but now before you go out and act on this and really put this into place, I need to get rid of any debris. It's a little bit like you're this amazing balloon. You've built the cage now, or the basket you're going to stand in or sit in, or however you're going to be in it, in your balloon that's going to go up into the air. We've built the balloon, which is the vision. That's how you want to be, the modeling of somebody else that you might want to be like. And that's trying to lift you off the ground, but there's these weights hanging around the balloon and we've got to get rid of them, and that's our beliefs. So all I want you to do is write down all the beliefs that you're aware of about yourself, that you say to yourself, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm not enough of this, I'm not enough of that. Just the stuff that you're conscious of, that you have said to yourself about yourself, that you know ultimately are the things that you've convinced yourself why you can't do what you've got to do, why you're not confident, why you're not able to get that message across, why you're not able to approach that beautiful girl that you've seen, or talk to that lovely man that you've met, or that lovely boy that you've met. So I'm talking about the baggage, basically. Write the baggage down and get as much as you can down. Say, do you take 5 minutes? Oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that, I feel I'm this, I'm that, and all the negativity that you've written about yourself, or you may have heard from other people in the past, because we're going to get rid of it. Now, having done that, and that could take you 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's entirely up to you. Having done that, what I'd like you to do is take that piece of paper and go somewhere you can burn it. Now, if you've not read my book, Turning Point, I've got a whole chapter on beliefs and belief busting if you need a bit more guidance on this. And I would strongly recommend you go and have a look at that, because I literally go through a meticulous process of how to do what I'm describing here in just a few minutes. But one of the techniques you can do is to burn those beliefs. You literally take them somewhere, scroll it up, put it out, not inside, of course. So warning, make sure you do it away from everybody else, and burn them. Just burn them. Set light to it. If you want to put whatever you want to do with it, but just light it and then just look at those beliefs and say they're gone. Just tell yourself they're completely gone. You've destroyed them. You've replaced them with what we did in part 1 in the videos. And having let go of that baggage, now you're starting to lift the basket off the ground. The balloon is lifting up. And this is where I need you to go and put some more hot air in the balloon and fill that balloon up and keep it going. So what you have to do now is part 2 of this third part of the videos is I want you to go and do something with it. In other words, you know the description you've described in part 1 of the videos that we've done already, which is how you want to be, how you want to show up, and the beliefs you need to have that. You've got rid of the old beliefs right now. We've got the modeling from the second video that I've done, and I want you to go out and practice. Just practice it. Don't go and do the big one. I've got to do a presentation at work. Got to go and ask my boss for a pay rise. Got to go and speak to that beautiful woman. Got to go and approach that lovely man, that boy, that girl, whatever it is, the relationship. Got to go speak to that customer. I wouldn't go and do the first. Personally, how I would do it is go practice it. Now, you can do it in front of a mirror, but you can practice it in macro places. So, for example, maybe you're going in to buy something in a shop. So have the physiology with the confidence of the person that you've been modeling. You go into the shop, your chest is out, your chin is up, your voice is projected. Use clear sentences, but talk to the person serving you in the shop as though it's your boss, but not in an aggressive way, in a way where you go, right, I'm going to get my head into the right space. I'm going to communicate with that person, and I'm going to say what I want to say in a really powerful way. And maybe what you do is you practice the physiology first. Don't worry about everything else, because often what people do is they say to me, especially if I'm training somebody to speak, I give them coaching and they go and do 3 or 4 things and they get overwhelmed. So I say, right, let's thin it down a bit. Let's just go with the physiology. But what about the words? Don't worry about the words right now. Just go and practice the body language of a great, confident person first. So maybe do that in a shop or 2. Then later on, you're going off and maybe you're going to a parent's evening, or if you're a parent, or you're going to meet with somebody else. Now you practice the language of that person that you've been modeling, or those people that you've been modeling. So change your sentences. Add the odd word that you're not normally used to using, which is more powerful. Start to study a dictionary and get empowering words, but just practice the words. Don't worry about the physiology now. Practice the words. Just say things in a different way to get the feeling of confidence with those beliefs that we developed previously. And then finally, have a practice with the focus. So maybe the next time you go into the shop this evening or tomorrow on the way to work, filling up your car with petrol, whatever it is, maybe it's an electric car, you practice focusing on the result you want. Maybe you're looking to try and get a discount in a shop. So you say, right, I'm just going to focus on the discount. How can I get my discount? Focus on the result. Focus on yourself being confident. And you do that. And then after a while, if you practice these 3 components and you're modeling somebody else, then bring them together. Then the next time, maybe it's 3 or 4 days later, you go into work and you've got not such an important meeting, but you've got to meet with a couple of people, and you practice all 3. You go in, you sit down confidently, you get your notes out, you've got your focus points there, you start to communicate more effectively, and start in a smaller scale, in a smaller way, till you feel ready, and then you take it to the big notch. You go speak to your boss for the salary rise, you go do the big presentation, whatever it is. The key thing is you've got to take it and implement it, because all the time you're just thinking about it, it's not going to get done. Visualize it the night before, visualize it before you get there. Just take a deep breath, and remember, breathing gets the oxygen down into your deep down. And if you haven't watched my videos on, I'm just trying to think what it is now, anxiety, you want to go and watch those as well. Because the thing is, whether it's anxiety or whether... I'm jet lagged, by the way, if you're watching this and you're thinking, Dr. Rowe's looking a little bit jet lagged. I am looking jet lagged. But it doesn't matter, because you can communicate effectively even if you're feeling tired, even if you're feeling a bit exhausted. And my point is this. Some people get anxiety. So if you go watch the anxiety videos, you'll notice one of the things I talk about in the anxiety videos is the breathing techniques. It's taking a deep breath, it's focusing, it's separating the points in your mind about exactly what you need to do. Coming down to center. You can do that in a minute. You can do that in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I just did a presentation in front of 500 people yesterday. I only got about 4 or 5 hours sleep the night before. Just before I got there, a few things had to change, the timings, etc. That's fine. Took a deep breath, focused, found my space, positioned myself in my mind, how I was going to present to the audience, opened my mind, opened my eyes, and said, right, I'm ready to do this. You can do the same thing. Remember, you're communicating with impact, you're connecting with other people, you're building new beliefs, you're emulating an amazing person, and ultimately you are the amazing person because you can do this. You're confident, powerful, human being beyond all belief. Okay, that's my message. It is a bold truth message. It is a message from the heart. Every single person watching this video, I don't care who you are, you have the ability to change the world, and you are incredible. Don't ever forget that. It's Dr. Rowe signing out. I'm going to walk back to my hotel. Got to get ready because I'm giving a stage interview tonight, and there's 400 or 500 people. Looking forward to it. I will take a deep breath. I will meditate. I will relax, and I will go up there with absolute confidence. See you soon.